Rains here with Wagging Dog Training. Something that I want to talk about today is how to teach the out command. I recently wrote an article about puppy biting and chewing, and the out command is definitely a great behavior to teach when learning how to deal with puppy chewing. There's also many other applications to the out command as well. One of them is being able to use toy rewards with your dog for training to create more motivation. But along with doing that, you have to be able to get food out of their mouths, or toys out of their mouths. So the way that I start doing this is I start with a trading system. I say out, then I put food right to the dog's nostrils and literally just trade them for food. At a certain point, our dogs wind up predicting this, since we said out first that we were going to trade them for it, and wind up dropping toys on command. This is definitely something where you can play with the values of what you're using first. So if you're kind of doing a toy they're not super into, it's easier to out them in the beginning, as opposed to trying to trade them food for food or a really high value toy item for food. So definitely play with the values, and at some point, once your dog understands what we're looking for, if they fail to give the behavior, this is when we can add in our corrections. So I'm going to show you kind of from the ground up how we start teaching the out command. D, play with this one. Let's go, come on. Let's go. So step one here, get your dog interested in the toy. Have your treat pouch on you or pockets filled with food. Say out, food to nose, yes. Mark with your yes right there when they drop the item. A lot of people also call this cue the drop hit cue. I like the word out because it's just nice, short and sweet, right to the point. Sit. So you can also reward your dog with toys. Yes. You get them really into it. Dalton here likes to tug and fetch, and for both behaviors, it's all hand. For both behaviors, you have to have a good out. So I'll show you what it looks like without having to use food here. Out. Yes. And then you trade. So then you get to the point where you don't have to put the food right to their nose all the time. Now, he's been really good at the out behavior lately, but there was a certain point a couple months back where he wanted to know I was serious about it. So at that point, if the dog doesn't take the toy out of their mouths and drop it for you, you would say no and add a collar correction. I don't know if he will do that on cue, on camera here, because it's kind of looking for failure, but that's how you would go about it if your dog did do that in a situation. Sit. Feast mount. Yes. Out. Yes. And you can always trade him for food after he does this successfully.